Hey, welcome to another episode of Amp Up Solar Talk. Today's episode is a special one as we prepare for an exciting year ahead. Joining me today is our president, Brian Pascoe, here to talk about where Signature Solar is headed in 2026, our priorities, our direction, and what customers can look forward to in the coming year. Brian, thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so great to finally have you on the show.
Yes. It's been awesome to watch all year. You and the team have been doing a great job, so I'm glad I could participate.
Thanks so much. Well, I'm glad to have you here. So let's start with a little bit about you. Tell us about your background and what led you into the solar industry.
Yeah, so I worked for Verizon for about 24 years. So I did telco pretty much my entire working career, retired, and got introduced to James and the rest of the team. And listen, I love companies that are up and coming, growing, an insurgent, a disruptor in an industry. And I was like, yeah, I want to jump on board for sure.
Once you meet James, you just want to come along with him.
It's infectious, yes. He gets you to do exactly what he wants you to do, for sure, yeah.
So how long have you been with Signature Solar?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was guessing,
great.
year and a half to 2 years.
Yes, year and a half.
Great. So as we move into 2026,
yes,
what does the next chapter of Signature Solar look like from your perspective?
I think the next chapter of Signature will really kind of mirror what's going on in the industry, right? So it's maturity. I think there's still a strong opportunity for growth. I know there's a lot of optimism around the tax credits. I think there's a huge opportunity for growth. I think there are different markets that we can enter. And there's different parts that we can expand our business that really look hopeful in 2026. So I'm very optimistic on our growth trajectory in 2026.
Great. When you say maturity, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's a good question because I think it probably means something different for others. I think as a business that started in 2019, we are on a maturity curve just naturally, right? We're a pretty young business. As being a company that wants to be an insurgent or a disruptor, that maturity curve has to happen really quickly to be able to capture customers that may have been buying in other ways, shapes, and forms. From a industry perspective, I think the industry is definitely on a maturity curve because as you think about what happens in the future, especially with some of the tax credits going away, it's going to be up to distributors like us, it's going to be up to manufacturers to create better equipment, cheaper, faster, more affordable for the customer. We play a critical role from a transparency perspective, and it's going to be important to play that middle role between manufacturers and what customers want. That's a maturity curve for an industry for sure. No longer are the days you can make a device, set on it for 10 years, make as much money as humanly possible, maybe not even do the right thing for some customers. That's gone. So that's part of that maturity curve in the industry.
Yeah, and one thing that you said that I have loved about being a part of this company is the transparency aspect.
100%.
Something that I have really loved being a part of is that we want to be completely transparent about everything that comes through us, from us to our customers as we distribute products to others. Yeah,
I totally agree. This company lives and breathes a customer-first approach more than some organizations I've been a part of in the past. A lot of companies say it. Yeah. A lot of companies aren't living and breathing it. Now, are we perfect? No, we are far from perfect. Do we go after perfection every day? Yeah, of course. That's the North Star. Sure. And we will continue to get better and better, but we are massive customer advocates. And I think that goes all the way back to the principles that James, when he was as the founder, that he really built the business on those concepts, yeah.
Absolutely. So what would you say then, coming from that answer, are our core priorities or values that are shaping the direction that we're taking as we move into 2026?
I think it's a lot of that, right? It's transparency. We have to do a customer-first business model. Our employees need to be educated, armed, and ready to help our customers. Customers are going to be in different parts of their own journey as they think about wanting solar. So we have been amazing in the DIY space, right? We want to continue to double down and be there for those customers. But then you may have some folks that they're not sure if they want to do DIY, or maybe they want to get the equipment and then hire an installer. We have the teams that can enable a customer to take thinking about having solar to having it installed along that entire journey, whether it's our inside sales team, whether it's our design team, our customer service team, our tech team, our retail store, we have all the assets in order to connect that thread. We're going to be bringing a lot more in as we think about 2026. It's really exciting to me to say, hey, how can we create a completely vertically integrated organization to help a customer through not just Signature Solar, but other businesses that we will own and operate.
Yeah, and that's exciting too.
Yes.
So you've talked a little bit about the tax credit.
Yes.
And that's been a big conversation here towards the end of
It is.
2025. The federal solar tax credit is ending January 1st.
It is.
So I've heard you say it and I've heard James say it. Signature Solar was never built on tax
We were not.
incentives. So how will this continue to shape our approach to growth and as we the way that we continue to deliver long-term value to our customers?
Yeah, so I would say a few elements to that question. One is the majority of our customers never exercise the tax credit. So we didn't build on the tax credit. And I think that comes down to transparency and affordability and product. And again, a lot of our customers being DIYers are usually your cash customer anyway. So as we think about that going into next year, there's going to be some other new players that pop up, finance companies that will start to give some customers some other opportunities, but that won't be our number one focus. Our number one focus is to say, hey, how can we be the most affordable, the most approachable, and get people into the solar game? Because listen, we've all heard from the Department of Energy and everybody else, the grid is not going to get in any better shape, and energy independence is going to be incredibly important.
And what I have loved about being a part of Signature Solar, and even talking to Nicole, our Director of Procurement, it's not just about affordability. We bring in quality products
That's right.
that at the lowest price.
That's right.
And so that's been a pretty cool thing to see.
Yeah, and we're going to stay hyper-focused on the lineup that we have, right? So it's very easy to go down the path of let's bring something in incredibly cheap. You're probably not going to get any customer service out of it. Who knows how long it's going to last? We're going to continue to be the ones that really hold our vendors accountable, and we're only going to bring in high-quality product into our lineup.
That's great.
We got to be able to support it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we do.
Yes,
we support it with,
we do.
you know, our tech support people and
That's
all of
right.
that. And our, the warranties that we provide and
That's right.
the customer
Exactly
support.
right.
So you've been in the solar industry, you said, for a year and a half.
That's right.
So when you look at where solar is today as to where it was a year to a year and a half ago, what changes stand out to you, and how do those changes create new opportunities for homeowners and installers in 2026?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've heard the term solar coaster, which I think is pretty funny that's been coined. This industry is not a lot different than others in terms of having its ups and downs and sometimes being heavily regulated or getting incentives through the government, and then those incentives go away. So this industry is not unique to other industries, but where I see the solar industry is very, very young. And I know it's been around for a while, but I almost take it akin to like the telco in early 2000s when one in just a handful of people had a phone. Now everyone has one, and a lot of people have two, and you can't imagine life without it.
Right.
I see solar heading that exact same direction. This is why I got so excited to come on board, because we are all going to have some sort of independence from the grid. We need to have backup. We need to be able to do it at a very competitive price and rate because energy prices continue to go up. So I see this very much like telco if you went back to the year 2000. So yeah, I think there's a ton of opportunity to, again, it's not about just, hey, we want to go out there and make a lot of money. That has never been James's mantra at all. It's how can we get people affordable power? And that's really the core of what we do, and we will continue to do that.
And that's bringing back that term growing and maturing.
That's right.
For the industry.
That's right.
Neat. So what trends or shifts do you expect to see defining the solar landscape in the next year to year and a half?
I think it's the technology advancements, it's lowering of costs. So typically what happens in a high-tech world is you see product more often, that product continues to evolve and get better, and it's usually at a more effective cost for the customer. I see that really starting to amp up. You saw it a little bit this year. You're going to see a lot more next year and the year after, because that's the only way these manufacturers are going to be able to compete, especially now that we've got battery back. We're definitely now tipping more into the tech space, and tech is usually driven by hyper-competitive and lower costs.
And the AI
and the
space
customer
is
wins.
for sure.
And the customer wins in AI.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. So, as a company, Signature Solar, what areas are we focused on strengthening more in 2026?
Yeah, so there's a few that I really want to make sure that we double down on. One is the DIY customer. That is our backbone to our business. That's our bread and butter. That's where we listen to customer feedback the most. So we really want to be there for our customers. And we'll really lean into the do-it-yourself, but not alone. So we have folks that can help people along their journey, teaching them what to do. We're going to put out a lot more video content that will teach them how to do the install. So we really want to be there to support our DIYers. Now, the other part of the industry that we want to really attack is those that maybe they're not DIYers, but they really want to get in on solar. We are going to start a new business called Sun Atlas Power that launches at the end of this month, so we will be a full installer as well. So we'll be able to take them through the front door of Signature, have pure price transparency along that whole journey, and then to install. Unlike some of our competitors that a customer may either get a knock on the door or a sales call, or they reach out to, they just get this one price. They don't know what's underneath that price. It's just a price. They don't know what equipment is. They don't know what labor is. We will be completely transparent with our customers the whole way through.
That's super exciting. I know that's something that people have been asking for a really long time.
Yes.
So it's been a long time coming.
And we'll have some tools at launch as well next year that will allow a customer to do some of the design work themselves to really start playing around their home, where they want panels. It'll talk about all their power offsets, how much money they can save. Our employees will be able to look at that tool with a customer simultaneously, and then they can take that journey together.
That sounds super exciting.
Yes.
And putting it right there in the customer's hands and giving them control. That's what we've always been about, is giving the customer more control, energy independence.
That's exactly right.
So that's really cool. Are there specific innovations or improvements that you're particularly excited about?
In the industry? Or with Signature?
Either one.
So on the Signature side, we talked about kind of a program. I won't say what the program is yet, but it's a program that will be accessible to all of our customers. With Sun Atlas Power, it puts us in the space to be really vertically integrated. So we'll have an EPC as well. In the industry, I'm really excited about some of the new products that are going to be coming out, both with our sister company on EG4 and some of our other partners. I'm really looking forward to the technology advancements coming in 2026 and to see prices decrease.
That all sounds really exciting.
It does. I mean, it's. I don't want to make it seem like it's totally euphoric, but I really do see an incredibly optimistic, bright future for us. I know some folks, there's companies going away. There's manufacturers leaving. They're not going to be around in the United States. I think this is an opportunity for companies that were doing it the right way from the beginning will actually not just survive, they will thrive.
Sure. So accessibility to solar has always been key to our mission.
Yeah.
We've always said solar for everyone.
That's right.
Right? So how are we continuing to make solar easier to understand, easier to install, and easier to scale in 2026?
Yeah, I think you play a critical role in that, obviously with many of the videos that you've put out
Appreciate
there.
that.
But we really want to be far forward in front of our customers to make it incredibly approachable. If you don't know anything about solar and someone says, hey, DIY, you're going to be like, no, thank you, right? It's messing with power. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. The more content we can put out, the more educational videos we can put out, and how we market, we'll start to market a little bit differently as we go into next year. We want to be in a very approachable brand to folks that may not be the experts. Sometimes right now you go to our website, you really got to know exactly what you want. We'll start to pivot that a little bit to more of a lifestyle brand, not lose our core, but a little bit more to a lifestyle brand so we can be more approachable to more people for sure.
Sure. Sometimes it does seem too high level or too high tech, and
it does, but it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. And you know what? The number one DIY project right now is kitchen remodels, and then it's bathroom after that. And if you look at the top 10, solar's not in any of that conversation. My goal is how do we insert ourselves into that conversation to where solar is a top 10 DIY project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yes, we will.
So as customer needs then continue to evolve, just like a kitchen remodel,
yes.
right? How is Signature preparing to meet those needs in new and meaningful ways?
Yeah, so this company, before I got here, is filled with amazing people that are really doing their best on behalf of our customer. My role is to serve those that serve our customers. So listening to our employees who are getting feedback from our customers, but then taking action on that. That is going to be really core to what we do and it goes right back to the customer first. Right. Customer first means you got to listen to your customers. Absolutely. And you have to pivot your business accordingly. We will continue to do that. We will continue to get better, and we will make sure that we're staffed based on customer demand. So as we sell to more customers could be calling in for support, tech support, just to buy more product. I want to make sure that we're available as fast as possible for those customers.
Yeah, that's been one of my goals as well, is to keep them from having to call in for tech support and just trying to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, and we've been on a great journey. If you were to look at how many customer service calls we were getting a year and a half ago versus now, it's a fraction of those calls. And to your point, that's just because we're doing a much better job of educating up front, being very clear with what the customer's purchasing, and quite frankly, arming them with the educational tools to maybe go do it themselves where they don't even need to call us.
Sometimes you just run into those issues.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm really glad we have a great support staff.
We do.
And they're doing a great job.
We do.
So, but on that note, Signature Solar has seen incredible growth because you are staffing according to needs. And so we appreciate that. What do you believe has driven that momentum so consistently?
I think it's consistency. I think people are recognizing our transparency, our competitive price, and quite frankly, all the folks that work here and the service options that we have. If you're online, you have a question, you can pick up the phone. You have a product, you have a question, you can call us. And we have more NAPCEP certified employees than anybody else out there.
Yeah, that's
that
amazing.
means they're experts. And you can get in touch with an expert. And our new customers coming in are going through a much more formal training program. I think that's getting them better armed when they first pick up the phones and they're helping customers. So again, these are progress points, and it takes time, but I think you think about our customer satisfaction, our NPS score is 72% right now. That puts you at the same levels of like USAA. That's not to break our arm, patting ourselves on the back. We have a lot of work, a lot of improvement we can do, but our customers are recognizing all the work that's being put in on their behalf.
When you say NPS score, what does that mean?
Net Promoter Score, that's customer satisfaction, kind of an industry standard of how customers rate companies.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yes.
So let's talk about our culture a little bit. Yeah. What do you think keeps us grounded and mission focused even as we continue to expand and grow so quickly?
Yeah, our founder kind of set the tone, right? So James really set the tone on the culture, and it's very much a family atmosphere. And I think it's really fun to be a part of an organization that's very young, because you have folks here that have been here almost since the beginning, and you have new folks that have started a week ago, right? And you're blending those cultures together. But the folks that have been here a long time that really understand the orientation of our business and the culture of our business, it's bleeding through to the new employees. And that starts to become a snowball effect to where you really have a fun and great culture. Again, are we perfect every day? We're not. But this is one of the best organizations that I've been a part of.
It's a really great place to be.
It is.
So what excites you the most then about leading Signature Solar into 2026?
Having the opportunity to be a part of both the company and an industry that I think has got so much runway in front of it. And we happen to be a part of an organization that has some sister companies to where we're going to be doing domestic manufacturing. We're going to be doing install. It's a lot of fun for me to see what we're doing here in the United States, helping customers in the United States. I think that's a great place for us to be.
It's really neat because we do have the sister companies to be able to see the process kind of all the way through.
Yes. Yeah.
And to
absolutely. And we have partners all over the world.
Yeah.
And we have great partnerships all over the world. But what we're doing here in Texas is pretty remarkable. In fact, if you ask most people to say, hey, come to Sulphur and see our operations when they got here, they'd be totally blown away.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that were visiting say this is an amazing place.
Yes. Yep.
So it is pretty cool.
It is very cool.
So do you have a message that you would like to share with our partners, with our community, and with our customers?
Yeah, I think as we round out the year, first and foremost, it's a thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's a thank you to our customers. We have incredibly loyal customers that give us really good feedback. We wouldn't be here without our customers. So it's a real thank you to our customers. It's a thank you to our teams. The teams here work really hard, day in and day out. I love seeing that. I love being a part of that. And then our partners, our vendor partners, we're one of the biggest distributors for many of our vendor partners. And I want to thank them too. I mean, they've trusted us to play that role. I hope we've done a good job being an ambassador for their product. But as we end the year, it's very easy to get caught in the moment of we got to do this, we got to do that. It's always good to take a step back and thank people for their hard work.
Absolutely. So thank you to everybody.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts you'd like to leave our audience?
I don't have any final thoughts other than it's been a great 2025. I think 2026 is going to be a spectacular year for us. I am incredibly optimistic. I know that may run against the grain, but our business was built on that. I'm very optimistic about a great 2026.
Yeah, we're going to keep pressing forward.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Brian, thanks so much for being here and sharing your perspective and giving us a look into where Signature Solar is headed. It's really an exciting time for the company and for all those that are pursuing energy independence. So to our audience, thanks so much for being part of the Amp Up community. This final episode of 2025 really marks a momentous occasion for where we're headed as we look into next year. We are committed and excited to bringing you more conversations, more learning, and more ways to empowering you to own your own power. So don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Facebook at Signature Solar US so you never miss an episode. I'm Kelly, here with Brian Pascoe. We're here to empower you to own your own power. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next year. Happy New Year, everybody.